Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Now you know. 205-964-5243. You know.
Oh.
I know.
Okay.
What happened? There we go.
Yeah. I'm too low or high or what? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Welcome to today's live. I hope everyone.
He was moving around.
Hope everyone had a great weekend, holiday weekend. We're back to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesale and real estate, where your cash or credit does not matter. Low risk, high reward opportunity. Today's topic is should you wholesale houses in your name? Should you be doing deals in your actual name? So we'll answer that question later on in the show. Someone sent me an email saying, "You never answered the question." And I replied back, "You must not be watching the entire show. I never have to make that statement." So anyway, I do answer the questions
later
in the show. We got to keep you around. Why don't you learning something in between then and when I answer the question? We answer a lot of questions. So we just have a VIP question.
Oh, that talking and I forgot.
Hey, we have a VIP question, don't we? So we have a Gator question of the day. We need a Gator sponsor.
We do.
Gatorade.
I like that.
That would be nice.
Hey, cut the check. Well, we'll share. All right. Text the word Gator to the number to what am I saying here? Man, it's dark.
I told you it looked kind of
The camera is it's somehow it's setting it's adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
It normally wasn't doing that. They've been messing with my settings.
Probably.
It ain't that one, it's the other one. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, now y'all know that stuff upset me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so text the word Gator to the number 205-964-5243 to get pushed to the front of the line to be added to the streamline. See how I got dark?
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing it. Oh.
So anyway, text Gator to the number. Did a video. I released a new video on yesterday. I need to be doing more of that, but whatever. I'm trying to do better. And so, if you want to watch that video, I'm trying to find the card so you can go straight to it. How you doing that? Well, and it's one of the more important ones, and I ain't got it ready. Hey, text VIP to the number. VIP to the number. The 205-964-5243. Nope. That's cool. All right, text VIP to the number to watch that video. What is the title? Start wholesaling houses in the hottest neighborhoods nationwide. I think that's the title of it. So if you want to watch that video, text VIP. It should be the first video in the playlist. And then that playlist is the same playlist that'll take you step by step on how to do this. So everything you need to know is there for free. So text the letters VIP to the number to access that video that I posted on yesterday. I think you'll find it useful. All right. What else we got? Let's get to some questions.
Okay. All right, so nothing on Instagram yet. This person, it came from LSD Raps on TikTok. They said they got the program and they never got the extras that went along with the set at the time. What kind of extras went along with yours?
Okay. All right. So if you paid for it, first of all, appreciate your purchase. Make sure that you, when you access your dashboard, it is going to make everything accessible that you paid for. Make sure you're going through the entire dashboard or whatever. So if it, just start clicking until it opens. But it's normally self-explanatory. But if you didn't get what you paid for, there should be a link there or information there on how to text support. The email support. And the email address is support@flipmasterclass.com if you didn't get what you paid for.
Okay. Know Your Destiny on TikTok said, what is the best software for wholesaling homes to find? I guess to find homes to wholesale.
Ooh. Well, if you're of course, we have a number of tools here that we use and that I promote, and again, that we actually use. To answer that question, no, I don't need to do that. To answer that question, when you say to find deals, if you text Flipanar to the number, where is it? Now that's going to be a tool to help you to find properties that are listed. Now, if you text tool, T-O, if you text tool to the number, that's going to be another option to find off-market properties. So it just depends on how you want to go about finding deals.
All right, let's start on YouTube. Let's see. Ernestine Phillips said hi. She was on here before we even started. So hey,
That's
girl, hey.
Up.
This one came from X Gamer Chris. He said, hi, Flip Man. Can you guide me or can you mentor me to be a real estate wholesaler? What will I need in order to wholesale successfully?
Well, Chris, the first thing you need to do is take advantage of all the free content. If you text VIP to the number, this set of videos will give you the foundation you need to get started. Now, you want to tap into the rest of my videos, as many of those as possible. Continue to join the daily lives so you can get your questions answered right here for free. Also, if you post your questions in the comment section of any video, I answer those on a daily basis. And here are our times. Monday through Wednesday, 3:45 p.m. Eastern-ish, and 8:05 p.m. on Thursday, 8:05 p.m. Eastern-ish on Thursdays.
All right. Karma Baby said, hello, Flip Man, and all you lovely people. Oh, I see somebody's in the gator room. Let me answer Miss Michelle Martin. Let me put this stuff off.
Michelle Martin.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good afternoon, Michelle. Where are you live streaming from?
Corona, California.
Corona, California. What county is that?
Riverside.
Riverside County. I've been to Riverside before.
Yeah.
What's up?
I have a property I want you to look at and to see if that's maybe a deal. I can give you the address.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on 1 second for me.
Okay.
Let me pull that up. Should have already had it up, but hey, we'll do better. All right, let me see here. All right.
Okay, I'm in Privy.
Okay, you're in Privy. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, what's the address?
3639 Linwood Place in Riverside.
Okay, so what we have here, we have a property that's listed at 400K, 400,000.
Uh-huh.
All right, just to look at the inside of it. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I guess it's not livable. Technically,
Okay.
I could if you better than outdoors, but we're gonna say it's not livable.
Okay. Okay. That's what I
um,
said too.
okay, so technically, we're gonna say it's not livable. All right. And that's subjective, right? Because that is for some people that's an improvement. But anyway, so we're gonna say it's not livable still. We're gonna go with that.
Okay.
All right. So let's look here on the first pass without doing all activity. I see this 569 sold recently in June. Well, not so recent. In June, I see this 537 that sold in June. 1938 build. The house is about the same size. The lot is a little smaller.
Right.
That was at 74% of the way ours is 74% of that number.
Okay.
Let me see if I see anything else that sold more recent.
There was one in July,
Okay.
537.
Let me see.
No.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at, the 537 right here.
Right.
Okay, so let's look at that particular property. Okay. I don't know if it was renovated, but it's been well maintained. And the reason I'm saying it's not renovated because of the different color of the kitchen. Normally they'll just go with the same color throughout the house or whatever. So it was well maintained. So same thing for the most part. So that 537 amount would probably be our ARV. For those of you that are watching that can see it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch and LinkedIn, and what I'm doing here is we're trying to evaluate the property to see if it's an actual deal or not. And it starts with coming up with an ARV or a do-it-yourself appraisal, or DIYA is another name that I've come up with recently. Don't know if it'll work. But so you have to know how the investor is going to make their money first. And so in order to do that, you have to know what they can sell it once they renovated it. And then we go backwards. Okay, so with that being said, out in California, I'm gonna get away with 75, 80% versus the 70% in most other parts of the country. So just looking at this 400,000, 537 that is sold for in July. So it's at 74%. So ideally, this house is 1,063 square feet. To get it in the same shape that house sold in, you could probably get away with it with 30 grand. Assume there's no major issues in here with that small of a house, right? Well, if we go on the livable formula, non-livable formula, it'll be 40 grand because it's $40 times.
Right.
If it's not livable, and if it is livable, $25. So we'll go with 40,000. So if I just use the deal calculator over here, and we said 537, we'll just put that exact number in there, right? And we said 40 in repairs. We're gonna change this to 80% instead of 70 because of where it's located. So it's not far off. I wouldn't want to make 10 grand on something that's that much, but I wouldn't sneeze at it either. So I'm gonna say at least, so we can sort of have something to work with. I'm gonna say 25,000, right?
Right.
Okay, so if you can get it around 360 or so, which is not that significant of a discount off the asking, I think you would be in there.
Okay, so around 360 is what it would need to be. So what does it mean for you said the ARV 74%? What does that mean?
Well, what this is doing, what Privy is automatically doing is that this is the ARV right here based on looking at just this property by itself. The asking price of 400,000 is 74% of that amount.
Oh, okay, got that.
Yeah, that it started telling you. See, it's saying percentage of ARV. It's telling you off the top on what the ARV is, what percentage of the ARV based on the price of the property. So it somewhat does that first stage of the math for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
And
said 80% where it needs to, the starting point needs to be. So it's already under that amount.
oh, okay, I get it.
Now that's not taking into consideration repairs and your money, but it's already below that amount.
So for the agent that I would use, the offer needs to be like around 360. That's made to the seller
Yeah.
or to the buyer.
Bring your own agent to the table. Yeah, you're gonna have your own agent, and they're gonna reach out to this listing agent. And here's their information right here, obviously, but they'll have that information.
Yeah, where is that information? I couldn't find that in Privy.
Right here on the MLS data. It is not always there, depending on the MLS system, but here it is. Jim Tramwell. And
I see it now. Okay, I see it.
yeah,
I see it.
that's
Okay.
the office number, and I don't know if he has an additional phone number, but that's a number right there. I guess it's to the brokerage.
Okay. And then how do I determine like what will be my assignment fee? Like, do I just pick a number out of thin air or what?
Well, you could do it a couple of ways now. I sort of already did it right here. Wholesale profit right here.
Where do you see that at? I see it. Okay, 10,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I got 25,000 in here.
I have 10.
No. It's automatically going to default to that. But I changed it to that. So the way you can do it now, it's up to you, as negotiable. Normally, what I'll do is a simple way of doing this. So we say the ARV is 537.
Okay.
You can do 7 to 10% of that number. All right. And so if I did it that way, say if I just said we're going to do 77% of 537.
Okay.
That would give us 37,000, almost 37,590. So if you want to do it that way, so if you're going, we'll just say 38,000, right? If you said that, you're just going to go with 7% of the ARV as your assignment fee. So now you need to get it at 350.
Okay, got it. Okay.
That changed the number. So, but I just did 25,000, just But that's totally up to you, and obviously what you can negotiate. Now, of course, if you negotiate them down to 300,000, then that's all, your money, possibly. So.
Okay. Okay. I guess that's all the questions I have so far.
All right, no problem.
Okay,
please join us again.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let me put this back up or something. Back up. Okay. Let's keep going on YouTube for right now. Let's see. This one came from Empress B. She said, is it a good time to get into real estate, specifically wholesale, with the house market about to crash?
Okay, so
who said that?
She what's her name?
Empress.
Empress B says, is it a good time to get in real estate with an expected market crash? So number one, let's define the market crash. And I know people talk about it, and it's slowly happening. Just understand that what happened in 08, 09, late 07 is different because it was self-inflicted by the real estate market. Whereas this time it's more or less a combination of things, starting with the C word, right? And so they decreased interest rates to try to stimulate the economy, and it did in the real estate game. It sent it in a frenzy, in the sense that people were drastically overpaying for houses. So now lenders learned their lesson from the previous so-called crash, and they didn't do as many bad loans as they did before. So it's not going to be the same. But even if it was just like it was in 08, 09, guess what was still happening? Money was still being made because they didn't make houses free, and people are still going to liquidate real estate, and people are still going to be motivated to sell real estate cheap. You just have to adjust to whatever's going on. So don't worry about what they saying in the media. Don't worry about that because that normally doesn't relate to us. They talking in terms of just the normal real estate agent, buyer, seller. I want to buy a house. I want to sell a house. Those just regular people type stuff. We don't live in that world in reality. It's like we do, but we don't, because that's not how we go about finding deals in a lot of cases and how we evaluate what's an opportunity and what's not. And just so many different ways you can make money with real estate that is just not going to just crush you unless, again, they make houses free. And other than that, then, okay, we're in trouble. Trouble.
Okay.
So what is the likelihood you thinking they're making housing free? You have a better chance of winning the New York lottery, the Florida lottery, the Mississippi lottery, all on the same day, and it ain't a Powerball or a Mega Millions. You winning each one of those lotteries individually. That's how likely it is. Not likely.
That's crazy.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
You win lotteries in 2 states at the same time.
I wouldn't tell nobody.
You know, I'm talking about the individual state lottery, not the combined stuff they do. Yeah, that would be. I wonder if that ever happened.
Wouldn't tell nobody.
I bet you that's happened before.
The person, that big one, they had on the news that person still ain't claimed that.
Yeah, it may have been bought and lost.
Yeah, they might not have even known.
That would be terrible. How could you continue? How could you continue?
I would be crying.
I'd be laid out on the altar.
I would be crying. I would be crying.
Crying. Okay, this is funny. Craig Breed said, "Why don't you ever answer the phone? I'm old school. I can't do all that texting." That's what they said.
Well, actually, he answers the phone all the time. He answers the phone so
Craig
much,
is,
he gets on my nerves.
Craig is probably dialing the 205-964-5243. And the message says, if you listen to it, that this phone does not take calls.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're here, Craig, you're not that old school because you're on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You can come right on here and I'll gladly talk to you.
Yeah. It could be like a FaceTime call.
Yes.
I don't think everyone realized too. We live on like 5 different
we're
things
5
right
on
now.
5 on 5
and
platforms.
So if everybody called him all the time, it would be mayhem. He wouldn't actually have time to do anything.
Yeah.
So he can't talk to you on the phone.
Yeah.
No,
but I do talk to people on the phone.
Yeah, but it's very few people who have that number.
No,
unless
you know how many videos, the number that they can talk to me on?
They don't know that.
But that means, guess what that means, Jessica?
They ass ain't reading.
They ain't watching. They ain't watching the video.
Yeah.
See, I know I got you. Now, some of them are because people reach out to me all the time, but a lot of folks will say, I can't.
Always ringing off the hook.
Yeah, so that means you're not watching enough. You're not watching enough of the content that's free. Hey, I don't know what else to do.
Well, all right. This one came from Old Boy 22 on TikTok. They said they've been watching for 4 months now, and they have 3 potential houses, and they need help.
Okay. That's on TikTok. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say you have 3 potential houses, we would need to know more. Come on live and let's talk about it. They say talk about it.
Okay, let's see. This one came from Warlock the Dancer on TikTok.
Oh wow. Let's see what Warlock.
They said, I always wanted to start this. I'm self-employed. How do I get started?
I bet I know what he's self-employed at.
Well,
dancing. He's a professional dancer.
Yeah.
On Broadway. Like Jessica,
so.
like musicals. Oh my God.
I love musicals.
I would rather go. What's the question?
They said they want to get started because they're self-employed and they've always wanted to do this. How can they get started?
You've already started. You just need to make sure that you follow the blueprint. You can start with this. Text VIP to the number. And now the first video that's there now that I have at first place is a video that I released yesterday. So if you don't want to watch that one, which I encourage you to watch it, then you can go to the second video and it'll start to go into, getting your minds right on how to do this.
All right.
It's a great foundation. Go ahead.
This one also came from TikTok. They said, do you know about recapture tax?
Somebody asked about that. No, that's going. Well, let's do this.
He finna Google it.
Hey, go to the old Google encyclopedia. Okay, in tax law, the requirement that a taxpayer, upon the sale of property, pay the amount of tax savings from past years due to accelerated depreciation or deferred capital gains. I have no idea what that means. All right, let me read it again. You ready? This is English. This is translate over here. All right, so in tax law, the requirement that a taxpayer, upon the sale of property, pay the amount of tax savings from past years due to accelerated depreciation or deferred capital gains.
They just have to pay or whatever they owe, basically. Do you know what to put? I mean, depreciation. The last
I ain't
part,
getting it.
the seller of the property has to pay the taxes. If they have some capital gain on the property, they gotta pay that part.
Yeah.
And if they have some taxes that they haven't paid, they gotta pay that part. Do you understand that? They just gotta pay them right then when they sell that particular.
I don't know how to answer that. What was his name?
Yeah,
it was somebody from TikTok.
Okay, Mr. TikToker. I don't know how to answer that. We got somebody in the gator room. So.
Okay. Before I answer him, let me answer this one on Instagram. They said, Footman, what if the city appraisal site shows the subject property for $60K? Would that be our MAO?
In most cases, no. What the county or the city says the value is normally not the value. Maybe higher, sometimes maybe lower. Normally it's lower than what the ARV could be. Now, understand that ARV is when it's fixed up. Now, the condition that is in, a lot of times you'll see a vacant house and it'll have a tax value of $100,000, and the houses in that area only selling for $100,000 or $120,000. And this house is not in that shape, but it's not like they actually go out and physically, I don't think, and appraise each property every year. It's just be like a wide sweep appraisal or whatever. So it can vary, but a lot of times it just depends. Sometimes they have it valued a lot more than what it's actually worth, and then sometimes it's under the value of what it is worth or what it could appraise for. So,
all right, let's add Jeffrey to the stream. Let's see,
Jeff, what's happening, man?
What's going on, Flip, man?
Oh, you got it. Where you live streaming from?
North Carolina, man. North Carolina.
That's what's up. What you got, Playboy?
I wanted you to check out this property for me.
Yes, sir. Hold on 1 second for me. What you got?
7632 Northwest 170th Street, Trenton, Florida.
Trenton, Florida. Let me see. Okay, it's a mobile home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. All right, so it's sitting on 1 acre, I think. Let me double check that. Well, 0.7 acres. Okay, it is an active listing. Let me do this. Let me see if there are other mobile homes in the area to compare likes to likes. Okay, so I'm assuming does it have to be moved or the land comes with it?
The land come with it.
Okay. All right. So,
Yeah,
do
the
you know
seller, he
year?
was just saying he just don't want to fix it up no more. So he was really trying.
Do you know what year it is?
No sir, I don't.
Okay. So on the let me see if it's in the notes here. I'll show it listing information here. Must be a third party. Let me see if I see any notes here. Oh, that's right there. Got a lot of views though. Let me see. Is that a lot of views? Okay. Yeah, 14 days. Yeah, excuse me. Says 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom house, 1 acre. This property is a fixer-upper, perfect for a seasoned investor. Not if it's a mobile home. They ain't got no photos. This is a tough one, man. Now, what I'm showing here, I'm assuming I'm comparing mobile homes to mobile homes because that's what I selected in the property type.
Mm-hmm.
Most recent property sold for 156. It's a 1987 build. Yours is a 1980 build. It's sitting on a smaller lot, and the properties are about the same. That 199, I'm going to throw out. Well, it's a 2007. That's going to be a huge difference. So we're going to definitely throw that out. But that 56 amount, because it's more recent, I would definitely go with that as a potential ARV. The only thing about that is trying to renovate a mobile home. It's going to be different, especially one that old. Boy, it could fall to pieces with one wrong pull of a nail or whatever. So
Yeah.
this is one I probably wouldn't put a lot of thought in. Plus, they're asking so much. Where is it? They're asking 100K on this. They're in so much la la land.
Yeah, I talked him down 85.
Yeah. No, I'd have to be cheaper than that. I really don't even know what the number would be. Let me do this. Let me go back and look at just regular houses are selling for, which I know I can't really compare it that way, but it's really not even pulling up much more than that. So it only pulled up, I think, one more property that sold for 215. So if I were going to pursue this, I'll just give you the number. So I would have to probably be in the 25 to 30 range to be comfortable with this property. Really lower than that. Because I think it's more closer to 55 to 70 as far as an ARV versus this 100,000 that they're trying to sell it for. Unless I'm missing something. Let me zoom out on this. This one water or something. Let me see.
Oh.
Nope. Well, yeah, it is a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's above Tampa. Yeah, but that's still a good distance from the water. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's gonna have to get this thing cheap. Really cheap.
That's so bad.
Yeah. So, but if they just went down to 85, I would just move on to it.
Yeah, most definitely in La La Land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just move
Appreciate your
on.
service, though, man.
No problem at all, man. Please join us again.
That's bad. I am, sir.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
All right, let's knock out some of these on YouTube. This one came from Max Realty. They said, should Privy be used along with PropStream or REI, or is it a standalone software application?
If you're asking the question, he says, should Privy is it best to use that as a standalone application or with PropStream or REI? I'm not familiar with REI, but with PropStream, I love going between the other because one does something that the other I like better or whatever. So if you can afford both, yes, both of those, Privy and PropStream. I'm not even familiar with the other one, so I can't tell you.
Okay. All right, this one just came from Jeffrey, who was just on with us. He said, I'm using your contract to get my seller under. If I use your buyer, how long will it take to get this deal ready?
Okay, now on that particular property, now we wouldn't be interested. I don't think we can find a buyer for on that property. Now, if you're going to deal with a real estate agent, they're not going to use my contract. They're only going to use their contract approved by the board of realtors in their market. Now, as far as the thing with the buyer, hopefully within 2 to 3 weeks, there is a deal.
Okay. Let's keep going.
I was told by this dude from I don't know where he was from. Somebody I was trying to do some business with. He wasn't from here, but he was here, and he noticed that if you ask Americans multiple questions, we're only going to probably answer one of them. So I try to intentionally answer, and plus I do this, so I try to answer them. But
Yeah.
so when you're just having a conversation with somebody, a lot of times they're not going to answer all the questions.
I
Whatever.
think it's more like that with men. They don't pay attention to all the parts of the question. The question can have several parts, but they don't answer it all. I think it's a men thing more so than an American thing.
I didn't ask that question to be man bashed. No, I'm just
It doesn't mean it's just
I'm just messing
that
with you.
men don't. It's kind of like ties into the fact that men don't listen. It's like you kind of like you zoom into the main part of the thing, but you kind of like don't grasp everything. That's a man's mind though.
I agree.
It's not something
Maybe we probably are thinking of things more important than that. Them questions being asked.
No, man, it's just
that's just saying that I don't answer the question.
I'm just
We're just saying that men think differently than women.
Oh, that's no. Oh, ain't no question about that.
All right, this one came from Gerard Taylor. He said, I received an offer from an agent that looks like a contract, except for a provision that says I have 3 days to inspect the home. If I disagree when the inspection is, the contract is void. And then it says before line 31, it says I don't have any contingencies for inspection. I guess, like, is that something you would do? Would you move forward with that deal?
Okay, so he's asking the inspection period is only 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, that's something that can be changed. That's something that can be edited. He's like, oh no, we need more than 3 days. Minimum of 10.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah.
All right.
It could be a deal breaker. They say, well, we're not gonna do it. Okay, well, let me know if anything changes. You have to be willing to walk. That works better than that's one of the best negotiations you ever do. I don't know if you ever tried to buy a car and you walk out the dealership. Isn't it amazing that they call you back? Normally the same day. And real estate agents will do the same thing.
They want that deal, man.
Not all of them, obviously. Not all of them on car lots either, but it's amazing when they call you back. We had a deal to fall through. You still interested in buying the property?
Yeah, we looked at them numbers again, and I think we can work with you.
Yeah. Okay.
I bet the fuck you can. All right, this one came from Shira Johnson Hughes. She said, hello, Footman. I have 2 commercial properties I think you might be interested in. Do you have an email? Where can she send them?
Yes, ma'am. Just text me and I'll send you that information over on where to send it. Email to send it. Yeah, whatever we got going on is adjusting.
That's because I brightened it. It's been like that.
No, it didn't normally do that.
Well, my camera was perfect.
Okay, well.
All right. Oh, she also, or Krishna Torrance said, I sent over 4 off-market CRE properties. I think I got the criteria right this time.
All right, I'll be replying.
Let's see. Eric said, please tell the ladies of Flipness not to lay down on the altar if they lose a ticket to a big lottery. They can just get a loan from you. Y'all, Ty is not our bank.
They are in trouble.
Okay, now this is a good question. This one says, can you wholesale a marriage contract?
What is that?
Ooh, can you wholesale a marriage contract?
And what is a marriage contract? Educate me.
What you mean? What is a marriage contract?
Oh, what is it? You know what it is, Jessica?
I'm thinking like the license or something, right?
The marriage.
Like, I don't know.
Like the marriage, the fact that you're getting married, it is a contract. You do realize.
Verbal. Right?
No, not verbal.
Huh?
A marriage contract, like a
That's what I'm saying. This is a piece of paper, or this is a verbal agreement. I love you, you love me, or
Well, I'm
or-
hoping it's a piece of paper because then you wouldn't be able to do nothing with it.
yeah,
Maybe or like a
maybe they
prenuptial
trying to be.
agreement.
They been trying to be fun out
They
there.
are trying to be
They
funny.
got to be
because
fun,
you
trying to be
can't-
funny.
you can't really wholesale. How you gonna
What if
wholesale
it's like a
marriage
prenuptial
contract?
agreement?
That sounds like pimping.
Pretty much.
I don't guess so. All right,
Maybe
Facebook
trying to be
user
funny.
said
We fell
with
for it.
I just wanted to ask you because you know how you be talking about marriage. Facebook user said with all of the scams out that are out there, I was a victim in 2021. How important is it to establish online presence for my LLC before reaching out to motivated sellers? How do I establish trust as a new business? That's a good question.
Okay, so they're asking how do they establish trust as a new business? That's a good question. How do you how do you how do you get motivated sellers to trust you? Is it basically what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or just property owners, people that own real estate, to trust you. In most cases, right, when someone's motivated to sell, um, their level of trust is a little more easier to what's the word I'm looking for? To obtain. Is that Sam? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so the easiest thing you can do is know what you're talking about, because that builds confidence. Confidence goes a long way when people are wanting to trust you and they've never talked to you before, by simply sounding like you know what you're talking about.
I mean, that's true. That's how the scammers scam
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. You need to know the topic.
Yeah.
Whether you're trying to do right or not, you need to know the
gotta
topic.
be believable.
You gotta be, Jessica, that's perfect.
You gotta be believable.
You gotta be believable. And so to start by being believable, you just need to know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
One of the worst things I hate to do is sit on the phone and talk to somebody and I know they don't know what they're talking about. And they trying to convince me, the part of it is not that they don't know what they're talking about, but they're trying to convince me that they know what they're talking about.
Lies.
And I know you don't know what you're talking about.
Lies.
But a lot of people that like to run their mouth, the quote unquote, the gift of gab, they'll do that. That's fine, because that can be translated into a lot of money or whatever. But they'll tend to just still try to talk their way into it or whatever, even though they have no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But people that know what they're talking about, if you talk to somebody that don't know more than you, then you obviously can do that. You can do that, but when you talk to somebody that know what they're talking about, and you still trying to do that, I'm gonna be there listening to you. But I'm not listening to you.
If you get somebody that's like easily manipulated, like because they don't know what you're talking about, then you probably home free.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, but to answer your question, that's a good question. Maybe the topic tomorrow. But I go more deeper. How do you establish trust with motivated sellers? And so I simply know what you're talking about. Confidence.
Yeah. Let's see. This one came from AJ Middleton. She said, if I have a wholesale deal in a different state, is it best to have an agent or a partner? Yeah, use some boots on the ground.
Say that again. Read it again.
If I have a wholesale deal in a different state, is it best to have an agent?
Okay, if you have if you're virtual wholesaling, it's best to have an agent. If you're targeting listed properties, for sure. Properties that are already listed with other real estate agents, yes. Even if you're targeting off-market properties, you need a BOG. And BOG means boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be another wholesaler. That could be a real estate that could be a real estate agent, or it could be a friend or family member. But you must have a BOG.
Okay. They laughing at your face when they was talking about the marriage.
Hey, marriage contract
thing. Yeah.
I don't.
The person who asked said that they were just playing, by the way.
I told you they got us. I said they got us.
They said, look at his face.
Yeah.
But y'all, a marriage contract is an agreement signed before or after a wedding that provides a private and custom-made set of rules for dividing the couple's property should they separate and divorce or die. In fact, a marriage contract can overlap in many of its functions with a will.
Mm.
So kind of sort of like a prenuptial agreement.
Yeah.
Can you wholesale a prenuptial agreement? That's a good one.
I'm kind of not mad at that, but yeah. Anyways, let's add Omar to the chat.
Hey,
What's going on, my man?
what's going on, Professor Flip? How you doing?
You got it, man. Long time. Where you been, man? I hope you got some checks to put up on the screen here. Let's get it.
Yeah, take this off. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Getting ready to say I got my check, Tyrone.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's coming. I have the seller. So we're in good rapport, and we're good on that end. I just got to get into my list of investors. I have one already said that he'll purchase it. So just gonna seal the deal with the contract with that, the buyer's contract with that. I had a question about the money. Actually, where does the money go? I have to open up a separate account for the buyer or does that go to the title company or closing company, or that money that's going to be purchasing the house? Where does that money go? Or where do we put that?
Okay, you're referring to how would the deal be funded and who gets their hands on it? Who
Yeah,
do you send it to? Okay,
who's holding?
So your cash buyer is funding the deal. That's why when we say your cash or credit doesn't matter, because someone else is bringing the money to the table to close the deal. That's your cash buyer / investor. So
Right.
normally what happens is they'll wire in or bring a cashier's check. They'll make that available to the title company or closing attorney, whoever's closing the deal. So yeah, you don't have anything to do with that. So whenever the deal closes and all the documents have been signed by the seller and the buyer, what will happen is the title company or the closing attorney will fund the deal off of their account because they were funded by the cash buyer.
Okay.
So they'll either send you a bank wire or allow you to leave with a check or come back and pick up the next day, however it's done. Same thing with the seller. They can send them a bank wire or produce a check for them that they can go deposit into their bank account. Now,
all right.
Now,
Go ahead.
Craig Breed, he found the number. I got to just say this. And he know we still on the live. He calling. Craig, come on, man. Golly. Call the phone. Look. Now that's something. Anyway, all right.
Yeah. So all right then. And with that said, is it I that's providing the title the closing company, or is it the buyer? He's coming with his closing company, a title company.
Well, it is negotiable, but a lot of times the buyer is going to dictate that. The one with all the gold does what? Make the decision.
He provides his.
No, he make the decision. People with gold, people with all the money, make the decisions. Right?
Okay.
Now, it's up to you if you want to say, "No, I want to use my title company." Say, well, okay, you find somebody else to buy your property. You have to make that decision. I'm not going to let that break keep me from making money. Oh, well, I'm like, that's fine, because we'll get your title, come do what we need to do. If they don't, then it's a deal breaker. But no, we'll roll with that. But normally they're going to make that decision. Again, it's negotiable. You do what you want to do or whatever. But normally they're going to make that decision. Sometimes they'll say, oh, I don't care who we close with. Then, you can make that decision and where to close. But if they say, no, I got someone I like to use because they have a relationship with them, blah, 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 then that's what you have to roll with.
Oh, no, that is fine. No, he can bring his own closing and title company, whatever you want to do. Yeah, it's fine. Fine with me. I'll better, less for me to do. you know, on that end. So yeah, that's what my question was for the day about that, because this is going down. This is really happening. This is
Oh,
really
okay.
happening. So I've
That's
been
what's up.
quiet. I haven't been on. I've been quiet, but quiet storm
That's
happening over
what's up,
here.
man. Quiet song producing, what they call it, making it rain.
Yeah, yeah.
About to make it rain. I hear you.
And for the first one, this looked like a nice little piece of bag on
Uh,
that.
define that. Define a nice piece of bag.
I'm talking about 75 to 100.
1,000?
Yeah, 100
Okay.
plus. Yeah. Yeah.
That's beyond a nice piece of bag. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. We would love to hear that story. Yeah, let us know when you get close.
Yeah, thanks to you, Professor. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right. No,
yeah,
I'm just a tool, man. You got to use it, and sound like you've been doing it.
yeah, yeah. So all good, all good. So all right, let me let you get back to tearing this live up, and
All right.
speak to y'all in a bit.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Keep us updated, man.
All right, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Later.
All right, you want to get into the topic?
Yeah. So for that person that say I don't do the topic, this is for you. All right. So, and the topic is you should wholesale. Should you? The topic is should you wholesale houses in your name? Like, should I wholesale houses in Tyrone Taylor name? When I first started, that is what I did. Even though I had a LLC, but it was for another business though. But I already had an LLC established, for something else. But again, I could have used it, I guess. Because the other one wasn't making any money for sure, whatever it was. That is for sure. So yeah, you can, but ideally, what you want to do, you want to go ahead and establish some type of business entity. Most people will roll with an LLC because it's simple and it takes care of a lot of the things you need done. All right, but sometimes because there is an expense to establish a business entity of some sort, such as an LLC. So sometimes you don't have the budget to do both, to start generating leads, whatever that few $100s may cost you, and to do an LLC shot, you may have to choose between the two. So it won't kill you tax-wise to do one deal in your name. Now, unless you're going to get a bag like my man about to get $75,000, $100,000, it may make a little bit difference on that bread, a little bit or whatever, but it still won't kill you. But that's one of those good, in the famous words of Marlo Stanfield, that's one of them good problems. So, so to start, no, you don't need an LLC, but I highly recommend it if it's in your actual, if it's in your budget. I'm trying to find the thing here. Oh, and so if you want to go ahead and establish your LLC, just text the letters biz to the number, BIZ to the number. You can get help with doing that, ASAP. So text BIZ to the number. So to answer your question, should you wholesale houses in your name? You can, but ideally, you can start that way, but only maybe after one deal, then you establish. You should have the money. That's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. You should have the money to establish an LLC or whatever business entity you want to operate under, and some more things also from that initial takedown, especially if it's a $75,000 takedown, like my boy Omar is about to do. OC gonna take care of me too when he make this bread. Watch, Jessica. Mm-hmm. Sure will. Yeah. So boom. So we take some more. Since we've been on a little hiatus. Oh, I wasn't here Thursday. I went to a football game, so don't kill me. Some R&R, and it was at the same time that the show had, and it was like a last minute thing. So, and yeah, that's what happened.
All right, this okay.
I would have came on yesterday, but then nobody want to come in and help me.
What? Don't listen.
You
to
see
what
how
he
people be
says.
lying, just
Lie,
straight up.
lie.
All right, this one came from Edward. He said, "Is it a deal? The ARV is 250K. On the low end, renovations are 31K. On the high end, renovations are 50K, and they're asking for 110. You think that's the deal?
Okay, so
Let's
he
get our
says,
calculators out.
yeah. Let's just do that. Let me do that just for GP. All right, so let's share the screen. Boom, boom. All right, so read them to me again, Jesse.
So the ARV is 250K.
Okay,
On the low end, he said renovations would be 31.
let me change this back to 70. So we're gonna
Mhm.
say, you're gonna say on the low end, so we're gonna say 35.
Yeah, because on the high end, he said they would be 50.
Oh, we got to go with 50
Yeah,
then. That's too big of a range. Got
yeah.
to go with the 50.
And they're asking for 110.
All right. So on something like that, if we did 7% or if we did 10%, that would be 25,000 of the 250 if that was what he was trying to make. So he has some room to work with. Because as we said, we can do 7 to 10% of the 250. All of it's negotiable, whatever you will accept. But so 250 times 7% is 17.5. 17.5.
Hold on, let me take this off while you're doing it.
Okay, yeah. All right. So so if he went with it at the low end and say 17,000, then he's right there. So yeah, those numbers work. You right there. That could be a nice payday. Nice payday.
All right.
And
Let's
that's with me
see.
going at the high end of everything, you know. So with the 50K repair. So assuming that's right. All right, I'll remove this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let me go to this. All right. This one says, I have a proof of funds company that requires a double closing. Please explain how would that work?
Okay, they have a proof of funds company that requires a double closing. Do you mean transactional funding? Because proof of funds is just proof. It's not, in most cases, doesn't mean you actually they're funding the deal. They're just using the proof of funds so you can negotiate the deal. That's not closing the deal. That's just get the agreement on a price, a signed contract, and push it along to a closing. Now, I think they may mean transitional funding.
Mm-hmm.
They got to mean that because the proof of fund had really nothing to do with what they're talking about. So that's some misunderstanding the question, which could easily be the case.
This one says, how is my comp affected when I'm forced to move across a major street or highway?
It in some cases it may not affect it or whatever. That's a lot of times we don't know that because we don't know a market that well. What you could do, just look at the comps on the other side of the street and see if they're similar to the comps on the other side of the street. That's the best thing you can do. If you're seeing houses in the low hundreds on both sides of it, then it's probably it won't. That's one side of the street doesn't matter versus the other. So.
Okay.
But if you have no activity on your side of the street, basically, and all the activity on the other side of the street, that's a red flag that you probably can't use those comps.
Okay. This came from Lawrence Bland. He said, I have a property under contract in Baltimore. Would you like to look over for funding?
Okay, so does he mean can I recommend someone to help him fund this deal? I'm not sure what you mean, Lawrence. If you could be a little bit more clear on that, yeah. Specific.
Okay. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you answered this question or not. Specific.
But you got to say it fast though. Specific. If
you do establish your LLC and you do deals with your LLC, when it's time to get paid, do you have to have a business bank account established as well in order to get paid?
Don't sign that contract unless you got that bank account signed up on an LLC. you're gonna catch hell getting it cashed
Mm-hmm.
or deposited or liquid, turn it into liquid cash. Yeah, you to answer your question, soul and spunk, soul and spunk. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Soul and spunk. Yeah, you need to have that bank account established before you start signing contracts under that LLC.
Okay.
That get ugly.
This one says, or this one came from Michelle Martin. She said, I know some people who LLC their name. Is that a good idea? And what would be the pros and cons?
All right. Okay. She just came on, right?
Mm-hmm.
She said, I know some people who are LLC their, who are LLC their name. Is that a good idea? Or what would be the, okay. So it'll be like I said, Tyrone Taylor LLC. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I mean, people do
interesting?
that.
People do that all the time.
If I was like well, you know what?
Sam's Club.
I got Flipman LLC. Well, but it's sort of a little different, but that's where I got it.
Well, that's what I was trying to do with the people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you Bobby Brown, you probably could do Bobby Brown LLC. But sometimes they don't do that because not that you're trying to hide stuff, but you don't want to make it as clear as you. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
Yeah. You don't want to make it as clear as you.
Like when they look into your
look into Now, if you're an entertainer or something, I can see you probably doing it or whatever. Something like that where your name is, what makes you, your actual name makes you or whatever. So, but as for what we're doing, I wouldn't suggest it. I guess it doesn't matter though with it. Just
I guess not.
At the end I guess it doesn't matter, I don't know. That's a good one. That's a curveball. But if you want to set up an LLC in your name, text the letters biz to the number, and my folks will take care of it. But that's a good question. But y'all have some boy. I learn something every day.
Smart,
yeah.
Smart.
Good question. I don't know if I got an answer. Eminem. I don't know if I got an answer.
Lord.
Cause I ain't never thought about it like that.
This one says, we should do this topic tomorrow. What needs to be the process of closings and or the process after you get the seller under contract? So basically, like, what should you do step 1 through however many after you get the contract signed?
From the seller, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or it steps out the seller and buyer just steps out to the seller.
Do one for both.
Okay. What steps? After a signed contract. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll do that. We'll probably make that a topic next day or two.
So I think he wants you to evaluate this one. Mr. Bland, he said, I have a property under contract in Baltimore. $156,900 is the purchase. The rehab budget is $40K and the ARV is $249,000. He's giving you all the details so you can look it up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So 550. Give it to me, Jess.
550.
Let me share my screen here.
Okay, let me take it off.
Yeah. All right. So 550.
550 East 38th Street, Baltimore, Maryland.
BMO. That's where it's up. Okay. That's it. Am I looking at the right one? Let me see. Let me do the old Google thing here.
See, now this is why, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just letting you know. This is why when you do stuff like this, he'd rather you come on, because sometimes when you guys type everything, you may not type everything correctly. He might have other questions. So if you really want questions like this answered, make sure you type in Gator, text Gator, and join us on live. So yeah, that's why I didn't read your question before.
Yeah, he might be at work or something.
Yeah.
He can't come on, whatever. But
Well, you can have screen black like old boy did.
yeah. I don't know if this is the right property because this is showing on Privy at 47,000. He said it was on the contract for what? How much?
He said $156,900.
And see, I don't show it for sale on Zillow. Not that that's correct all the time, but normally it
Right,
is.
that could be old.
Yeah, that could be old. Okay. I don't know if this says off market on Redfin. Let's see what the old realtors.com says. Okay, it's off market there too. Okay, so I can still just run the numbers according to what he said. So what was the ARV?
Hold on. It is 249,000.
And what was the repairs?
40,000.
Okay, and what's the price we're asking online?
$156,900.
Okay, so
Well, that's what he has under contract for.
Okay. Now, before you said, "Hey, I'm gonna add in my money," we're at 134,000 based on this. Now, I would have to dive deeper on it, but so even if you said you wanted to make 5,000 on it, you still probably need to be a little cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys, we've been rolling pretty hard here. If you didn't get your question answered, post them in the comment section of any video, and I'll be happy to answer those for you. I guess I can take the screen sharing off. Remember, if you want to watch the video from yesterday that I uploaded, how start wholesaling in the hottest neighborhoods in any city or nationwide, that video will walk you through that process. So text the letters VIP. You can also text VIP to watch the foundation videos, step-by-step videos to get you going. It's just I push that particular video to the front of the line because I know it gets a lot of traffic there. Just a little marketing thing that I do or whatever. So remember our times are Monday through Wednesday, 3:45 p.m. Eastern, Thursday at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. You can get it all there. Remember, you can text the word contract to the number and get access to the paperwork you need to make all of this happen. It'll send you an instructional video on how it all works. Text the word contract to 205-964-5243 along with how to get it signed virtually. Remember, you can watch the replay that we did on the training a little over a week ago by texting the word Flipanar. I don't know what it is. Flipanar to the number. So with that being said, guys.
Okay, he just joined the chat. Do you want us to wait?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and answer. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Bland, I'm about to add you to the chat.
So we're gonna take one more Gator room call here. Let's what's going on, Mr. Bland?
How's it going? How you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. What about yourself?
Doing good. Doing real good. All right. Hey, I'll tell you a little about that property right there. The numbers are like I said, it's an off market deal.
Oh, it's off market. Okay.
It's off market. It's not on. It's off market. I'm dealing directly with it now. Prior to COVID, when COVID happened, I was actually Airbnb manager for the property, and it was pulling in about $3,000 a month.
Okay.
Okay. So what I wanted to do is one of the rooms. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house. Part of the budget is to make the den area into a 4th bedroom and to finish the basement to make that an income producing property. So basically it should produce a minimum of $4,000 a month. And what I want to do is rehab it and then basically sell it. And I'm willing to split the profits. I mean, the 249 is a conservative estimate. That's a conservative number based on the income that can produce on that property. And I was managing that property for over a year. And the worst month was about $2,500.
Okay. All right. Okay, just to look at it really quick. Let me just pull it up so you can see what
Upgrade
I'm
we're talking about. One is changing adding solar panels, which is going to increase the value for one, and also increasing the square footage from 1,200 to 1,700 square foot because the basement's unfinished, and that'll give it an additional 500 square feet on the property. And that's what I ran the comps based on. And I was actually getting comps of 300 and more, but I went on and went to the lower end. That's where I got the 249.
Well, just looking at these comps in here, see 245. Let's look at that one. Compare. It's 1,500 square feet. Hours is 12. It's 1922. Hours is 1920. I see a 145 here. What is this behind here?
Now the rehab will make it 1,700 square feet.
Okay. All right. Now this one here's over 304. Is 1,800 square feet. 1930 bill.
That's
Now, that was a complete rehab right there. That it appears. Only 2 photos, not good. But that's on the high side of that. So, yeah, I guess that's probably doable in that sense. So, what you saying? You're looking for funding, a partner, or what are you trying to find?
Funding, a partner. However, I'm flexible. Like I say, the seller of the property is free and clear, and I've got a good rapport with the seller, so they're flexible. I mean, they'll work with whatever I need to work to get it done.
Okay, yeah, we could possibly discuss more. If I'm not interested, I may can lead to someone that else that can help you with it or whatever. So
yeah, I don't need the pie. I just need a piece of the pie. That's all.
I got you. That's what's up. All right, so we can discuss further. Just text me. Just remind me of this conversation.
Okay, which number should I text you? Your regular, that number there?
Yeah, the 205-964-5243.
Okay, all right. I will text you there, my man.
All right, no problem, man. Thank you, sir. All righty, guys. Hey, you got it in. So boom, that's how we do here. We'll see you on the FLIPSIDE.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Yep.